I know it's a little bit last minute, but it's time for my E3 2019 Nintendo Direct predictions. Hello everyone, my name's Adam and welcome to TimeLag Gaming. Honestly, I usually don't like prediction videos, and I wasn't going to make one because Nintendo is so hard to predict. Sometimes they are very predictable, but other times they do stuff completely randomly. I also just feel like it can get people overhyped, which then disappoints them. But I was watching some of my favorite fellow small YouTubers talk about their E3 predictions, like Eric from Nintendo by Numbers, Trevor from the Gaming Goomba, and Brandon from Tether Gaming. They made such awesome videos and they were so fun to watch. It made me want to talk about my predictions, so that's what I'm going to do. It's also always fun to go back to these prediction videos and see what people got wrong and what they got right. Please keep in mind, I'm not actually expecting to see all the things I'm going to talk about. If I did, then I would probably be disappointed. This is simply a prediction of what I think the E3 Direct could look like and what we could see from it. You should always go in with low expectations so you're not disappointed. To have a bit of fun, at the very end I'll be talking about a crazy game prediction of mine, and I really think you're going to like it. So be sure to stick around to the end. Alright, let's jump into my last minute Nintendo E3 predictions for 2019. So first off, I'm starting with things I predict we will not see. I'm predicting there will be no Metroid Prime HD Trilogy announced. Metroid Prime 4 restarted development, and they were likely going to release a trilogy before Prime 4 to build up hype, and for new players to play the original games before the new entry. And while the game is apparently already completed and waiting to be released, I think it won't release until 2020. That's because the earliest we could see Prime 4 is 2021, so they won't want to separate the release of the trilogy from the new entry by a long gap in time. That's just my feeling on it though. Now, I also don't think we will see a new Mario Strikers game announced for Switch. While I would love that, it's not likely because the developers of the previous games are working on Luigi's Mansion 3. Maybe we'll see that next year. Continuing on, we are not going to see Mario Kart 9. Many people have predicted that we could see Mario Kart 9, but I personally think it's too early. With Mario Kart Tour releasing this summer, they will want to use that game to push millions more sales of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That game is still selling incredibly well, and Mario Kart Tour will push even more sales. So the earliest I think we could see Mario Kart 9 is next year. I also think we will not see SNES games announced for the online service. Now, I do think we are getting that later this year, but I think they are waiting to release those games until the 1-year anniversary of the online service. That also gives them a couple more months to push out the last couple NES games. I think they will announce the SNES Online during a September Direct, and the first batch of games will be released that same day. If you think about it, this makes perfect sense because a ton of people's 1-year online membership will be expiring that month. So releasing SNES Online games would be the perfect incentive to have people renew their membership. Obviously, N64 Online games would be a better incentive, but of course they're going to do SNES first. Now let's talk about hardware. There have been tons of E3 leaks, including some about hardware. However, I'm predicting we will not see any new Switch revision announced. The Switch Mini or next revision will probably be revealed later this summer. I do think they will announce a new Switch bundle though. This will probably be for Animal Crossing or Mario Maker 2. We might even get a couple new accessories to go along with some of the new games. One last thing before we get to the real predictions. There was a leak about a 3DS game. I honestly don't think we will see any 3DS game announced. There just wouldn't be any place for it to fit. Maybe if it was Luigi's Mansion 3 or Link's Awakening also coming to 3DS, but that wouldn't be a smart business choice. So no, I don't think Nintendo will announce a 3DS game during the Direct. Alright, it's time for my predictions on what I do think we will see during Nintendo's E3 Direct. First, Animal Crossing Switch will have a gameplay reveal right at the beginning of the Direct, and this will include Reggie's final appearance. I think we could see Reggie giving the stage to Doug Bowser. Doug Bowser is a new president, but we have not seen him on stage yet, and I think it would be kind of weird to just see him appear without Reggie introducing him and handing things off to him. Perhaps he will even do a reveal of Animal Crossing, or maybe he will even reveal the last announcement at the end of the Direct. Either way, I think we will see Reggie one last time during the Direct. Yes, he is retired, but they have E3 stuff planned out way in advance, so they could have easily recorded it before he left. Moving on, the majority of the Direct will be new info on games we already know about. There will also be a small mention of Mario Maker 2, a small mention of Sword and Shield, and a small mention of Fire Emblem Three Houses, since we've already had directs on those games recently. They will talk about a few indie games coming to Switch soon, like Cadence of Hyrule, Castle Crashers, and possibly one new indie game sequel. I think Cadence of Hyrule is a given because it's coming out this month, but they haven't announced the official release date. Then we'll get news about one new DLC. This will either be for Mario Kart 8, Mario Odyssey, or Mario Party. Mario Party probably needs DLC the most. Mario Odyssey DLC would be cool, but they're probably going to wait to make a sequel instead. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC could definitely happen in order to extend the life of the game before Mario Kart 9. Now for a new game announcement for this year, I think it'll be Mario Baseball, or another casual sport or party style game. We don't really have any Nintendo sports game or party game for this year. We literally have everything else except for that kind of game. So I think we will see something along those lines. We will then get more info on Link's Awakening. This could possibly include info on new content or features in the game, potentially multiplayer. Then we will get the release date. Next, we're going to get more info on Luigi's Mansion 3, ending with the release date. Okay, this just popped into my head, but one thing we could also see potentially is a Luigi Mansion 1 and 2 pack for the Switch. If they're gonna do it, now would be the perfect time to show it off before Luigi Mansion 3 comes out. And if you think about it, when they ported Luigi Mansion 1 to 3DS, they redid all the graphics. So this could be possible, although I'm not really sure. Maybe the rumor about Luigi Mansion 3 coming out in the summer actually was for a 1 and 2 pack coming out in the summer, with the third one releasing in October. A reason we might not see that though is because they might want to sell more units of 1 and 2 on 3DS. It's also likely that we'll get the final details on Astral Chain and Daemon X Machina as they both release this summer. They will also give us more details and a release date for Town, in addition to revealing the final title and logo. Then I'm sure somewhere in the Direct we're going to get some type of Smash character announcement. There's probably also going to be info on a new update for Smash as well. There will also be 2 or 3 big third-party ports announced. We actually already have many leaks to back this up. Then lastly, to end the show, they will give us a teaser for Pikmin 4. This will be the logo and a release date of 2020. I just have this feeling that it's time for them to finally give us some official teaser that it is coming and when it's coming. The game has supposedly been in development for a long time, and it's just about time we get a little something for it. So that's what I think is likely we could see at the E3 2019 Nintendo Direct. I think this is pretty reasonable. It's all stuff that could totally happen. Now, of course, I would love for there to be lots of new game announcements, but I just don't see that happening with how many other games we have coming out this year. Again, we have to keep our expectations low. So while I do think the things that I talked about could totally happen, keep in mind, they probably won't, and we need to be prepared for that. Just don't expect a lot, and then you'll be surprised. That being said, there will be plenty of new third-party games announced for Switch during the other companies' E3 conferences. But now it's time to have a little fun and share my crazy game prediction for a game I would love to see now!
Ha! You thought this was gonna be Adam's crazy game prediction. Well, you were mistaken. I'm taking over this video now. Yes, me, Mark, from Random Entertainment. I run a Nintendo channel, but the videos are animated. So, go check that out. Now, I'm gonna tell you my crazy game prediction. Super Mario Odyssey 2 crazy. Yes, I'm saying, what if Nintendo announced Super Mario Odyssey 2 at E3? Seems crazy, and it is crazy, but hear me out. It may be 1 in 14 million, but remember, Super Mario Galaxy came out in 2007, and Super Mario Galaxy 2 came out in 2010. They're 3 years apart. Next year will be 3 years since Mario Odyssey came out, so Nintendo could drop an announcement, I'm not saying gameplay, but an announcement, kinda like what they did with Metroid Prime 4. If this seems too far-fetched, my next prediction will sound downright insane. What if they announced Super Mario Galaxy 3? The game could have started production a while back and may have Cappy implemented. In Super Mario Odyssey, they went to the moon. So what's stopping them from going to the galaxy?
Go to your own channel! Sorry about that, everyone. That's gonna do it for today's video. I think I'm gonna go take over Mark's channel, so be sure to watch his E3 video. Alright, now I want to hear from you. Do you think my predictions are plausible? What are your predictions for Nintendo's E3? Let me know your take in the comments down below. Thanks again for watching.